Hello everybody, welcome to part 5 of this 1002 pre-decimal penny hunt. I have 1002 old pennies in this box here. Last time they came in a bag, but this time they were loose in the box. I don't want to see them until you see them. So when I grab a handful out of that box, the first time you see them is when I see them, and that's the way I like it. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you would consider becoming a member, it's only 99p a month. It helps me out no end. Okay, thank you very much. Let's grab a handful and let's get on with it. Okay, here we go. That's a dirty 1937 to start with. 1907. There's a very worn looking coin there. Can we see a date on that? It's going to be a Victoria. I don't think it's worth even trying to work it out. Could be 1892, but it's so bad. There's a George V, 1917. Very common coin that, 1917. Very high mintage. There's a 1940. There's a 1912, and that looks like it's got a mint mark. See the H mint mark there quite clearly, but we have got a better one than that. That's not very nice at all, is it? It's the most common of the H mint marks on the George V's. George V, if I can speak today. 1939 there, that's George VI. There's an Elizabeth, 1962. And the last one in this handful is a 1946. You're looking for the little apostrophe after the E. We did find one of those in the last hunt. If you want to have a look at, what would that be? Part 4, wouldn't it? Yeah, we did find one in there. I'm looking to fill and upgrade these Whitman albums. Anything else will go onto this board and will all be given away. All you have to do is comment on these videos. I don't know how many there'll actually be in this series. Probably not as many as last time where there were 12. But all you've got to do is comment, and I'll pick a video at random, comment at random, and the winner will get everything on these board, including all these foreign coins down here. Let's carry on. Okay, we've got 1963. There's a 1902. The 1902, we're looking for a low tide variety. And you can see the tide level on this, where the actual sea level comes between. See where Britannia's legs cross? The tide is exactly in that point. This is a standard high tide one. We're looking for a low tide. See if we can find one of those in this hunt. There's a 1919, no mint mark there, I'm afraid. Oh, there is a South African penny. 1943, 1 penny. Now that ship, I've been told, is the Dromedaris. That's a Dutch-built galleon from the 17th century. Thanks for who put that information in the comment. A few of you did. That will be going in the giveaway. We found quite a few South African pennies, but that's the first one in this hunt. So that one can go down there. Put it the right way around. I'm in my garage and it's absolutely freezing. I've even got a heater on and it's still freezing in here. Right, we have a shiny 66, and we've already got a shiny 66. Let's compare it to the one down there. I think probably the one I just found slightly better. So that's a replacement. There is a 1920. There's a 1946. Come on, let's see if we can find another one with the little apostrophe. Oh, there's a strange mark up there. What's that? Nah, it's just a bit of dirt. I gave it a rub and it came away. Now I've got an 1890, and I believe we want an 1890. Let's have a look on the board. We do. Still want an 1890, so there's one. So that's another one for the giveaway. Now building up again. We've got a George VI there, 1945, and a 1907. That would be Edward VII. Okay. Now what we've got here, a 1900, so that'll be a Victoria. A Valehead Victoria. 1936. And there's an 1876, but that's very worn. And we do have an 1876 on the board. Better condition one than that. Slightly, anyway. 1921. There is a 1914. There's an 1897, so that'll be a Victoria, and we are looking for the dot, a little dot like a full stop in between the O and the N, which is a known error, and you get a few £100 if you find one of those, but sadly not that one. 1921. There's a 1918, no mint mark. We still haven't found any mint marks for the 18 or 19s. No H mint marks or K in mint marks for those yet. Not particularly that rare, so I'm hoping we'll get one at least the H mint marks anyway. There's a 1945. There's a 1922. Now for the 1922, look at Britannia's trident. If the middle prong of that trident is not touching the bead, it could be worth thousands, but sadly this one is not in very good condition, so I'm almost pleased it isn't really in that condition. Right, what have we got here? That looks like an 1861. That's in terrible condition, but we do need an 1861, so for now I'll put that down there. Terrible condition. Hope we can find a better one than that. 1945 is that? 1945. There's a 1915. Now for 1915 we're looking for the recessed ear, where the king's ear was recessed to stop ghosting on the other side, but all the recessed ear ones have got a little broken tooth, so if you get the word Brit, follow the colon up to the teeth or the beads around the edge, and if the one that the colon is pointing to is broken, you know you've got yourself a scarce one, but sadly not this time. I found plenty of 1916 recessed ear broken teeth varieties, but never a 1915. There's a 1909 Edward VII. There's a Victoria. 1897. Has it got a dot between the O and the N? No, not. Okay, here we go. 1907 Edward VII. Oh, a bit of a scratch on that, but never mind, we've got that one. There's a 1918 and still no mint mark. George V. There's a 1911, looking for the Gobi X, which is also known as the hollow neck. But I thought that was for a moment, but no, that is just a standard type. I've got a video on that if you want to look up my Do You Have a Rare 1911 Penny? It tells you all about that. There's another 1918. Is that not a mint mark on there, is it? No, it is not, sadly. Well, there's a battered Victoria. I don't even know if you can read the date on that. No, not very good, is it? Whatever it is, not very good. Got to stay of that. 1914. 1897. Come on, dot. I'm going to get that dot one day. But not today by the look of it. On that one, anyway. What's this? Oh, this is another New Zealand. We found one of these. That, sadly, looks like it's been shined up, doesn't it? That is the Kai bird. Q-U-I it's spelt. Not sure how it's pronounced. We did find another one. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. There we go. We found that. Was it the last hunt or the hunt before? 1942, and this one's 1962. 20 years difference, but it does look like it's been shined up. Might not have been, but it's got that feel to it. But anyway, that's going in the giveaway, so that's another one, so I'll put that on top of the other. Lovely design, lovely design. Come on, British, whoever's in charge of putting our coins out, let's have some better designs, please. The last two 50p's were horrendous. Alright, that's down there for a giveaway. Nice. There's 1961. There's a 1930. Another 1907 there, Edward VII. A 1902, Edward VII. And again, you can see the tide. The height of the sea level is where Britannia's legs cross. And that, you can tell, is the high tide. Right, we got 1964. There's a 1898 Victoria. 1929. 1927, 1948, and there's a 19. I think we've got a mint mark. I think we've got an 18 mint mark. Oh, it's a KN as well. KN mint mark. Kings Norton mint. Let me just check my book, see if I've got one. There's my one in the album. Not a lot in it really, so no, I won't swap that one. So that means this one is going to go into the giveaway. And there it is. That's another one. Right, let's carry on with these. There's a Victoria. It's 1899. George V, 1917. And 1913. 1964. 1915, is that going to be a broken tooth? 1915. Am I going to get one at last? No, I'm not. Not that one. What we got here? That's an 1897. Are we going to get a dot? Love to find a dot. One with a dot between the O and an N. 1897. And there's a 1907. Edward VII. Okay, starting with a Victoria. 1895. Now, 1895, I have made a video on this. We're looking for the 2mm gap between the trident and the P. Now, this is the, I can tell that this is the narrow one. This is a 1mm. The 2mm is obviously twice that gap. So, if you have a look at my, have you got a rare 1895 penny? I'll put that in there. I'll put a link so you can go and have a look at that. But that is one of the common ones. I do have one. I'll show that probably in the next video. There's a 1912 that has got an H mint mark, but we've already got one. Oh, and that's got a bit of damage on the king's face there as well. There is a Jersey, Liberation of Jersey, 1945. Now that's an Elizabeth, so obviously that's not 1945. That was minted in 1954. Let me go and find the other one. Oh, here we are. This is the one I've just found, Elizabeth. This is the one we found earlier in one of the other hunts, George VI, and you can see the obverses are identical. Liberation of Jersey in 1945. Now this one, Elizabeth, would have been minted in 1954. And the George VI ones were minted in 1949 and in 1951. So they're both going in the giveaway now. So they'll go on the Jersey pile. Quite a lot of those to sort out at the end. Okay, back to these. Now we got 1936. There's another shiny 66. 1912, that one's got a mint mark as well. Got a better one than that. 1935 there. Now, got 1902. Now, as you can see, that is the high tide. This is the tide is exactly where Britannia's legs cross. And let me go and get one of my 1902 low tides and show you. Now, you can see on this one how low the tide is. It's much lower than where the legs cross. But I got this one because I don't know what's really happened to it. It's got some lacquer on it or something. Very odd. Anybody know what's happened to that? I'm very tempted to put some paint stripper on that and get rid of it. It will get rid of the paint, but it won't do the copper any harm. So if I do that, I might show you that in another video. But that is the low tide. You can clearly see how much lower the tide is there. Okay, a couple more I've still got in my hand. 1866, but terrible condition. Got a better one than that. And what's this? An 1877. And we definitely got a better one than that as well. Okay, let's see what we've got on this handful there. 1920. There's a Victoria. Is it one we haven't got yet? No, it's another 1890. What's it like compared with that one found earlier? 1890. Here it is. Not a lot in it. The ship might be a little bit clearer. Yeah, it is, isn't it? And it's a bit the same. Let's swap that one because the ship's clearer. There we go. Okay, 63. And 1882, the H mint mark. They've all got the H mint marks on. And I can see the one down there is slightly better than that. There's another Irish. This time it's a 68 again. Just found a 68 earlier. Go down there for now. Okay, 1918. Have we got a mint mark? We have not. And a 1937. A 1949 at last. Is it a 49? Not in the best of condition there. Dirty around there. But it is a 49, and we do need a 49. Look at that. Come on, 1950, 51 and 53. Now, we've got to find. Right, there's a battered George V. Let's stay at that one. That's 1919, but luckily, that's got no mint mark on that. And that's, God, that's dirty, isn't it? 1875, and we've got an 1875, much better than that. 1936. 1917 there. 1899. And, oh, that's a grubby 65. Okay, here we go. George V, 1932. 1965. There's a 1906. Oh, there is another South Africa. Another Dromedarius ship. This time 1941. What was the other one? Just grab it. That was 43. Alright, so we got a 1943 and a 1941. That's going in the giveaway. Lovely. Right, got 1918 there, and there's no mint mark on that one. 1904. 1966. There's an 1898. What have we got here? 1931. Oh, there's a Victoria. Come on, let it be one we haven't got. No, it's an 1877, and we've definitely got a better one than that. 1945, and there's two more here. 1965, and a 1920. Okay, one more handful, because it's so cold. I've got to go and warm up. Okay, here we go. Last handful of this video then. 1966. There's a Victoria. And it's a 1900. And what's that? Oh, it's a 1902, but I don't know what's happened to the date there. It is a high tide, as you can see. It's got some paint or something on it. George? No, it's not George. It's Edward the 7th. There's a George. 1911. Is it going to be the hollow neck Gobi X? No, it isn't. It's a standard one. There's a 1947. 1920. 1962. Well, there's a 1903. Is that going to be the open 3? No, it's not. It's a closed 3. Curly at the top and curly at the bottom. Did find an open 3. Cracking find earlier on. There is a 66. 1944. And there's a Edward the 7th, 1908. Well, there we are. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Yeah, I will. I'll get some paint stripper on that and see what happens. I'll let everybody know.